Welcome to the deep dive. When we look at history, it's easy to focus on the big things, right? Huge organizations, massive social
Right,
shifts.
the grand forces.
Exactly. But today, digging through the material you shared, something else really jumped out. Something kind of surprising about what truly pushes society forward.
Oh, what was that?
It seems it often comes down to the almost invisible deliberate actions of individuals. I found that really striking.
That's fascinating.
So our mission today is to really dig into that idea. What is it about individual determination that can be so powerful? Okay, let's unpack this.
Well, what's really compelling, I think, is how often history shows this to be true. The research we looked at, it highlights this really clear
A
pattern.
pattern.
Yeah, that single people have consistently demonstrated an extraordinary capacity to improve the world. And it's not always, huge dramatic events.
Well, not just the headline stuff.
No, exactly. It can be through what the sources call quiet acts of kindness, or, of course, the more visible, bold steps of leadership. But often it's one person making a choice that really lights the fuse for major change.
And we found some, incredibly powerful examples in the sources, didn't we?
Yeah.
Think about Malala Yousafzai.
Oh, absolutely. A remarkable story.
Here's someone who faced, extreme adversity, even an assassination attempt by the Taliban, and still became this global advocate for girls' education.
It's incredible resilience.
It wasn't just talk, right? Her determination translated into action. She kept studying, wrote her book, The Malala Fund, actually investing in education projects.
Yeah. Real, tangible steps.
It was her continued deliberate actions that kept it going, turning her own conviction into this huge movement. Her voice just became pivotal. And eventually, she won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014.
Yeah.
What do you think lets someone keep going like that against such immense obstacles?
That's the core question, isn't it? Her story, it's definitely a testament to resilience, but connecting it back to the main theme here. It's about sheer willpower.
Right.
The will to champion a cause, even when it feels like the whole world is pushing back. She didn't start with big institutional backing.
Right. Just conviction.
Just that unshakable belief. And then, look at Nelson Mandela. His unwavering commitment to justice and equality, guiding South Africa out of apartheid.
A massive societal transformation.
Driven largely by the vision and, frankly, the sheer dedication of one man over decades. It does make you wonder, what's inside these people?
Yeah, what gives them that capacity? It seems to be this, internal fire.
Yeah.
A really clear vision for something better. The material even mentions Abraham Lincoln. He took charge when the U.S. was literally on the brink of collapsed secession, the Civil War.
An incredibly fragile time.
And his pure determination, his clear vision, they weren't just ideas, they became actions. His firm stand against secession, the Emancipation Proclamation, his absolute focus on preserving the Union despite unbelievable opposition, even personal loss.
He held it together.
He literally kept the nation from splitting apart permanently.
Absolutely. And it's so important to remember what the sources also stress. It isn't only about presidents or Nobel laureates.
That's a key point.
Sometimes the biggest shifts start small, with those quiet acts of kindness we mentioned earlier.
What sort of things?
Oh, maybe a neighbor who always checks on someone elderly nearby, maybe organizes a little help,
Mm-hmm.
or a volunteer who just consistently cleans up a local park weekend after weekend.
Small scale but consistent.
Exactly. Those individual choices, they might seem small, but they build momentum. They create ripples. They foster community, sometimes even leading to systemic change. It's determination shown in a different, maybe quieter, but just as powerful way.
That really broadens the perspective. So these examples, whether they're grand or quiet, they're not just one-offs. The sources call them powerful testaments to how change often starts with just one person deciding to act.
Precisely.
So let's just recap those powerful cases. Malala Yousafzai, facing extreme adversity, surviving an assassination attempt by the Taliban, becoming a global advocate for girls' education, winning the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014. Nelson Mandela, his unwavering commitment to justice and equality, leading South Africa out of apartheid.
Decades of commitment.
And Abraham Lincoln, his pure determination and clear vision, preserving the United States when it was on the brink of collapse due to secession and the Civil War.
These stories really drive it home, and the overarching conclusion from looking at all this, it seems remarkably clear.
Yeah.
To really alter the landscape, as the sources put it, you don't necessarily need huge financial backing or a winning streak.
So what do you need?
The crucial things seem to be simply determination and a vision. That's what the material points to again and again.
Determination and vision.
And here's the final thought, kind of a kicker for you to think about, straight from the source material. Individuals don't need to be high achieving at all.
Not high achieving at all.
Yeah, just reflect on that for a bit. The immense, maybe often untapped potential sitting there in individual will.